Nate Munsing, we join you here from Eastern Maine Community College. Falcons of Northern Maine Community College in red, if you're just joining us, and the Moose in white. They're going left to right on the screen here. Take a look at some of the first half stats when we get a chance here. Rogers had 4 at the half. He's got 6 now. Mendez. Into the paint. Stolen away. Chesley, the high scorer, Keith Chesley, as we had the opportunity to talk to fine young man Keith at halftime. Wilbur ring and run down. We'll get a timeout. We'll stay with it. We'll take a look at some of the first half stats here as we'll take a look at the Moose huddle. In first half stats, Taylor Wilbur, let's see, was 1 of 3 on threes, 3 out of 6 overall. He's got a total of 7 points. Brandon Rogers had 4, got 2 here. He's got 6 total for the game. Caleb McGuire would appear. As we said, Keith Chesley with 24. Taylor Mannix had 8. Oh, that's Curvin with 8, I'm sorry. Mannix with 2. Mendez. They'll exchange. Runner left and up and down. That was a pretty move that time.
Yeah, sure
by
was.
Dixon.
Tough shot from that angle.
It was. Dixon got it home. So Rogers has come out a little more determined, shall we say, in the second half. He's equaled his first half. Now he's got two buckets here for 4 second half.
Yeah, he did take a lot of shots, though. He had some good looks. He just wasn't able to put them down. I think we're seeing that now that Northern Maine's legs are a little tired. They're doing a little bit less, I guess, contest of the ball or shot than they did in the first half.
3-pointer for Mendez. Mendez, their high scorer. Moose on the prowl. McGuire, no. Mendez on the transition. He's coming off hitting a 3, pulls it back out. Front of the iron didn't go that time. Rogers. Pop outside is good.
Good to see from Garrett to be able to extend out a little bit and hit that jumper.
So Garrett with a baseline pop there. A lot of scoring going on this quarter, isn't there, Nate? Huh?
A lack of defense there.
Jesse Dixon hit a bomba.
From both sides. I can kind of understand from the Northern Maine side, but I don't know why UMA is not being more aggressive defensively and getting hand and getting some stops. Now, those are things that they're going to need to practice down the road. As we move forward in that first half, you could kind of see that UMA was going to be able to probably have a victory here handily. But, it's one of those things that you want to be able to work on things that you need to. One of them obviously being UMA's got to stop people this year. That was one of their things that they had difficulty doing last year. Being aggressive defensively and being, a tough defensive force throughout the game. They really lacked that as we saw later into the season.
So Chesley got fouled. He got him. Mendez goes to work in the half court. Mendez baseline. And we're going to get a little traveling music. That won't go down for Wilbur. 58-35. Moose looking strong here tonight. Ironed off. Coach Ford wants to get it going. Wilbur does. Chesley kicks it back out to Rogers, who holds. Almost got it stripped away. Gets another second chance. Drops it, but not in, and he will go to the free throw line. Going to shoot 2. Rogers' second year with the Moose. Brandon out of Turlock, California. Chance to talk to the personable Brandon a couple of times last year. We'll run through the Moose and both the men and the women and get a chance to talk to a lot of the kids. They all have unique stories. Brandon's pretty well traveled. Mendez, tricky dribbles outside. He loses track of things. Got it back. Garrett with the rebound. Alley-oop. Oopsie oops. Foss now back in the game. Do some ball handling. 2-3 zone looks like. So it's Foss, Alley, Chesley, Rogers, and McGuire, the 5 for your Moose. Elbow pop. Cadet couldn't get it. Chesley. Rogers. Little bump, but they're letting him play. This is no need to nitpick on this one.
No.
And they haven't all night. I mean, two fouls. No fouls here for the Moose here in this second half. 2 fouls, a total of 3 fouls for the game for the Falcons. Mendez now going the other way. Mendez going to get called on the charge. Taking the charge. Good job there. Stepping in was Foss.
Yeah, he did a good job just kind of playing his feet. Mendez a little bit out of control, not really going to the basket, and good call by the official there.
Foss. Wouldn't fall for the big man, Garrett Alley outside. Garrett hit one of those earlier here in the half. Mendez gets it off right side. Call for help defense. Pretty well defensed, and Alley with the rebound. Foss now.
I'd like to see UMA kind of get down here and set up an offense. They've been really pushing the ball up, trying to beat the setup of the 2-3 zone, but not really getting any good looks at the basket. This is a little bit better here.
Yeah, McGuire got a good one, but he couldn't get it down. Mendez comes 1 on 3 and gets it swatted away, but foul call.
Yeah, I feel like Caleb was probably all over the ball there. I think that foul's going to be on Foss.
Yeah.
Foss was probably out of that play. It wouldn't have been a big deal. You could see Caleb setting up, letting Mendez come down into the paint and giving himself a good angle to be able to go up and block that shot.
Taylor Mannix now in the game. So the free throws make it 59-37. Foss. Chesley. Rogers head and shoulder fake. And he gets called.
Yeah, it looked like Rogers' first instinct was to go ahead and give that ball right back to Keith on the baseline, but he held it and put himself in a bad spot. Al Cloutier and Coach Jim Ford getting a little discussion there.
Yeah, about that call, I guess. I don't think Jim liked it.
No.
Sorry on the looking at my roster a little bit, and off they went. Here comes Jess. Dish underneath. Rogers, pretty feed, pretty finish.
Yeah, Rogers does such a good job up and around the rim. And, there I was kind of expecting him to go with the backboard, but an easier shot there as he got beside the rim to be able to just kind of flip it over the top and be able to put it down.
Mendez rebounded, he'll bring it back outside, and they reset it up. Ironed up, rebound out. Ches got it. Rogers having a good second half, Nate. Got another finish there. We talked about at the half there that Rogers only had the 4 points, and you could see he came out somewhat possessed.
Yeah,
hit his first 2 buckets of the second half and has had his way.
Coach Ford doing a good job from the sideline there, telling Rogers to go up strong, getting the foul and getting the chance for a 3-point play.
63-37. Been a good game for the Moose. This is a home game for the Moose, if you're wondering why they're in their home whites. Good knock away by Chesley, but back the other way. Pop outside, no.
Job by Caleb there to contest that 3-pointer.
Rogers on the swoop, gives it back to Chesley. Keith. No, Rogers keeps it alive. Mendez now. Mendez goes. And going to call the fouls on outside. It's on 24 White, not in underneath. That action actually didn't count for anything. It was called on Taylor Mannix ahead of time. First one's good. Checking in the game for the Moose is Jordan Carson. Caleb McGuire will get a seat. Mendez good. So it comes Foss, Robert Foss, number 14 for your Moose. Elbow. Comes to Ches. He goes underneath. He got it knocked away. And on the break, Mendez 1-on-3. Mannix on the foul, I believe, is who they call. So. .22 left here. We're in second half action. Northern Maine Community College, the trip down. This is actually a little easier for them, Nate, to make this trip rather than come all the way the extra hour and 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it is, to Augusta from Bangor.
Yeah, I think the league in itself has done a really good job to be able to figure this stuff out just for travel purposes, to be able to make it more accommodating for the teams up in the county.
And that's a ring down for Keith Chesley. We'll be back with you next Tuesday from our friendly confines with super speed internet from the Augusta Civic Center. And we'll be streaming in full HD and all that for you. Of course, you're looking at this and you're going, well, this looks pretty good. But, of course, this is not going out live. We've had to make a copy that we will send back out as you're watching it. But Tuesday we'll be there. I think Southern Maine Community College comes in for that. That's a women's game at 6, men's at 8. Nice finish that time. That was a nice scoop up and down that time for Stephen Decker. And Deck will get a chance here to close it. You would think if they could, get this thing down at 15, but there's just not probably a lot of life left in the legs here to make that kind of a run, you wouldn't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. And again, whoa.
Mr. Rogers says, get out of the neighborhood. It's his neighborhood. Get Rogers a sweater. Chesley, no. Mannix, board banging. Nice job by Mendez. He's a good player.
He sure is. Yeah, he's quick. does good things with the ball. He's really good at going to the basket, being undersized like he is. And oof, I don't know. Yeah, there's no question that Mendez is the best player on Northern Maine's team.
Franklin Mendez. We don't have home and any information, any demographics on any of the Northern Maine kids, which we did. We tell you all about it. Mendez now going to pop. Iron. No. Rebound. Fought for. Murray got it back outside. Decker got decked.
Yeah, a little sloppy here, both sides.
Yeah, it is. It is. Allie at the check-in table, along with Justin Curvin. They'll check back in. See Garrett and some of the ads that we run for UMA. Of course, we haven't had much of a chance to run any of the ads this half, as nobody's taking any timeouts or anything, Nate. So we'll have plenty of time to do that during the course of the season when teams will use those timeouts to strategize. Haven't been much there. Another dunk in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Northern Maine's got to take that away from Rogers. At least get somebody down to the baseline, rotate down a little bit. Jeez, he's going to have all he's doing is extending out down the baseline, getting into the corner, and just taking that one guy off the dribble, and he's got a free leap right to the basket.
Now we'll go to the three-point repertoire. Allie. Rogers. Yep, and foul.
You know, I really like to see that UMA doing a very good job rebounding. I think that's one thing that they did a pretty good job last year.
Yeah.
And it probably kept them in a lot of games. But this year, so far, I mean, it's against Northern Maine, who's you know, probably very tired at this point already. But they're doing a great job on the offensive rebound, getting more possessions, more chances to score. And I'm a huge advocate to crash the boards offensively. You know, there's that school of thought of, well, you're going to give up a deep one. You know, if you have everyone come down, you get the free release on the offensive side. But you know, I think more than not, you're going to be able to get more opportunity to get those rebounds and be able to have a second possession and score.
73-45. You see the score. The fouls have mounted up. 9 fouls now against the Moose, so we'll be shooting bonus balls. Tipped to the Moose. Who's got it? Alaga, right side. That was a downtown one. Rebound. Alley, no, and out of bounds.
But again, that shows you right there. I mean, they had three offensive rebounds in that one possession, and they keep possession here. I think it's a good job by Coach Ford sticking with the taller guys, the taller unit out there, and really putting it to Northern Maine in terms of rebounds. And obviously defensively, they're doing a much better job here in the second half than I think they even did in the first half.
Yeah, Curvin got it off there for Carson for a shot. Ahead of the pack now, and McGuire swooped in and got called on the foul. Actually, the foul went against Jordan Carson, 6-foot freshman out of Sydney. So we got our first look at the women's team on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. We got some new faces go along with some of the returning veterans. Jamie Plummer's back for her second season. Off it goes. Tipped away. lined up by Dixon. Get it back on a follow. No good for Murray. Allard head and shoulder fake it home for Garrett. Nice finish. Garrett Ellie.
Garrett's really improved his game from the first season that we saw
Sure,
him with the
yeah.
the Moose. He's done a much better job of being under control when he collects the ball. They're a great head shoulder fake up, got the defenders up in the air, and then split them as he brought the ball up and 3-point play.
Yeah. Trap, almost a steal, out of bounds. Went off of Carson, I believe. Carson will come out, checking in the game here for the Moose. Aaron Williams, number 33. 75-48. Tyler Cadet in the game for Northern Maine Community College. No, won't go. Alaga ahead of the pack and finished. Justin Curvin for 2. Comes Mendez. Runner, Alley rebound. Head of the pack is Curvin. Dishes off. McGuire. Alley, left-handed, rings home. Garrett Alley. So I would say Garrett's approaching double figures here in the game tonight. Started the game as Coach Jim Ford told us before the game, want to go a little bigger, and that paid off right out of the gate.
Yeah, I think they automatically having Northern Maine at 6 guys that create mass mismatches within the interior for offensive and defensive matchups. I think that was a really smart move by Coach Ford. Go ahead and get out in front, and they played really well. Obviously, Chesley played extremely well in that first half.
Yep, 24 big ones for
yeah, and then
Keith.
Rogers on the flip side in the second half came out on fire.
Yeah, so the bigs getting it done. Interesting discussion with Keith talking about his offensive rebounding, how it's timing and almost a dedication to the task. Chesley went down trying to draw the 3. Foul, so he'd get the 4th shot, but he'll take the 3 points. You know, Keith is on the hunt for 1,000. Came in this game, 88, wow.
That was a long, long-legged put up right there.
Was that Lassonde? I think it was.
Yeah.
Boy, that was pretty. That was all net. Rogers gets fouled and puts it home. Big second half for Rogers. Brandon's been the second half star of the game so far here. A couple of up and down dunks, baseline one-handers. It's one of those games that coaches like, Nate, because Coach Ford gets to put everybody in and get some playing time, and McGuire with a put back up and down and an inopportune buzzer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. They've been having all kinds of issues down in front of us with the scoreboard tonight, but
What's been pinging, and I thought there was something going on with our equipment. I kept hearing a beep, beep, beep. Chesley, Woba. Back to Chess. He says, I'll shoot, I'll hit.
true sign of a good shooter when it looks so easy.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Just back-to-back threes for Keith Chesley.
Yep.
.6:14 left. Outside. Mendez, head and shoulder fake, gets him up in the air, shoots no good. Down the pack. Rogers, a dipsy doodle, and got fouled by Mendez.
I like this. I like UMA's. I think at the beginning of the first half of last year, I think this team's further along.
Yes. Yep.
By far. I mean, they got the staple guys back that they needed to that have been playing really well. They've been playing well together. So a few additions of the younger guys, some guys that can shoot out from outside the perimeter is really going to be helpful. And as long as they can stay tall, they'll create a couple mismatches. I mean, Rogers, if you get him the ball down the baseline, I mean, he I don't know who can guard him. And then Keith and Caleb is also, I think, going to be a offensive threat this year. If we can get a shot, if we can come out, you can see him that they work the ball to McGuire up to the top of the key a little bit, and he's gotten some shots there. If he can get that down, I think he's going to have some great success.
Pretty finish that time. 94-52 inside of 5.5 minutes. Pretty Mendez. So we'll have, I guess, one other tilt up here. Jump stop. Good. That was Wilbur. So we'll try to see if they've got any more internet in the bucket up here that they can pour into for us. Otherwise, we'll probably do the same that we did here tonight, which was to do the game and put it up in post. That ball's loose. Finally comes back out. Wouldn't go for Dixon.
Yeah, I looked up and looked at the shot clock. It got down to 11, and that's the furthest down I've seen it tonight.
Yeah. The shot clock is not factored in tonight.
No.
So now in the game is Jordan Carson. As we said to you before, he's a freshman. Sydney, Maine. Rogers' story here in the second half came out on fire in the second half after Chesley had 24 in the first half. Although Ches has been no slouch here in the second half either. Mendez goes, almost got it tipped away. Williams almost with the steal. Up and down goes Decker.
Decker's a good player. I think he's got a nice shot. He's got a lot of good qualities in terms of his finesse around the basket, too. He loves it. It seems shooting from the foul line. He's been there a couple times, been able to put it down. So. And just a little bit of just pick up basketball at this point.
Yeah.
You got to cover him.
Yeah, he's deadly out there in three-point land. It's going to make a big difference. Coach Ford was lamenting the one that got away up at Presque Isle, Nate, there, and we talked to him pregame. You know, they had him, just lacked the finish, you know, and that's the kind of thing that should get the team together a little more. It'll come. So 104-56. Stolen away. And pretty up and down. Okay, I guess there's a new rule in effect. you can
Never seen that.
I've never seen that before. You just say, okay, let's. It's like.
Get the subs in.
Yeah, get the subs in. Let's go.
Like I said, it's a little bit of pick up basketball at this point. So.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let him in.
Yep.
I mean, it's not. You know, Coach Ford's played everybody. I mean. Mendez with a pop. He's played everybody in a fairly equal rotation, starting sometime early, you know, mid first half almost. I mean, everybody played in the first half. Chesley goes down on the floor. He lives there.
Yeah, nothing new to see Ches down at the on the floor, down by the baseline, all over the place. He's always diving down on the floor.
Robert Mannix out of Jackman. He's a sophomore about to check in, the 6'5" freshman. Sophomore. Just said he was a sophomore. Then I said he was a freshman. I looked down at the roster, said F for forward. I interpret that as freshman. Sorry, Robert. Mannix in the game. I think Mendez has played the whole game.
Yep.
He's in great shape, that kid. Comes Keith.
Yeah, I'd like to see UMA kind of take a full clock here.
Yeah.
Almost take a knee.
Take a knee.
Yeah, looks like that's what they're doing. Good job by them.
Yeah, and like have a predicated player, give it to somebody that hadn't got one yet. Carson be a good choice. And Foss is a good choice too. Keith doing what he does.
Yeah, I know, it's funny, but it always ends up in Keith's hands somehow, some way. He finds a ball off the rebound there.
Curvin coming back in. Not sure who he's coming in for. Foss maybe. We'll see. .145, 108, 62. First one's good. Carson on the board. Mendez. Good drive. Finish wouldn't go down for Dixon. Saved. Carson. And Carson home. Nice job by Carson.
Yeah, good strong finish there for him. Pretty sure he got fouled on that, but they'll let it go.
Yeah, not going to call that at this stage. Mendez. Under a minute now. So, let you know, we'll be back Tuesday night from the Augusta Civic Center. Southern Maine Community College, big rival.
Yeah.
Should be there. Should be two good games there, men's and women's. Women's will kick off. Kickoff, you can tell what I've been doing all fall. We'll tip off at 6.
That would be interesting to see a kickoff in
Yeah.
the basketball court.
We just finished a 20-game basketball season, so. Malaga couldn't get it. So we'll have time on Tuesday, set up our full complement. Good strong streaming as well as replay we're going to roll out for you this year. You're going to love that, folks. We've been using it all fall. And football, you're going to love the replay, slow motion replay that we're going to bring you here in 2014-2015, and that'll do it. So the final score will be 112 for your Moose, 65 for the Falcons of Northern Maine Community College. Well, we want to let you know we'll be back with you Tuesday night, a little before 6 o'clock for the tip-off from the Augusta Civic Center. For Nate Munsing, I'm Rob Munsing. So long.